Hi there, this video is live. Chancellor doing a U-turn on tax cuts, UK 2022 video. The date today is the 3rd of October. Time's down there.
Delivering the growth plan. There's a lot of good stuff in the growth plan. And what was clear, talking to lots of people up and down...
Are you all tired of the Conservative Party doing U-turns? I'm tired of them. I'm starting to feel no confidence in this Conservative Party any longer. I think it's time for Labour to take over.
Energy intervention, which is preventing bills going up to £6,500 next year. We're capping the average bill to £2,500. That's a huge saving. We've reversed the national insurance tax increase, which has again saved the average person £130.
Stop changing your mind, you Conservative parties all the time.
Cut in the 1p.
Changing your mind.
In the basic rate.
Tired of you changing your mind.
Pro-growth measures, and the 45p was simply a distraction on what was a good set of packages, a good set of policies, and a strong package.
Less than 24 hours ago, the Prime Minister told the BBC she was absolutely committed.
Aye, she did with Laura Krupa.
24 hours ago, you were
yesterday. I watched that.
A great thing. What changed?
Your party's revolting. That's why. Your party's revolting. You're not thinking straight. Your party's finished.
We were talking to a whole range of stakeholders, and we felt that the 45p issue, the 45p rate, drowning out a strong package of intervention on energy, a strong package of intervention on tax cuts for people.
Excuse me, I got that damn virus again, COVID.
To proceed with getting rid of the 45p rate.
It's hard to think of a U-turn on this scale in recent political history. I mean, where does this leave your credibility as Chancellor?
We're 100% focused on the growth plan. And I've been in Parliament 12 years. There have been lots of policies which, when government listens to people, they decided to change their mind.
But this isn't a pasty tax, is it? This was one of your big headline policies.
Stop doing U-turns.
You were really proud of this. You were going to tell the conference today that you needed to and have ironclad credibility. But where is your credibility now, having U-turned on such an integral policy?
I'll probably do a U-turn on COVID.
So there were lots and lots
again, bring it back in the restrictions.
There was the energy
rubbish people,
which limited the rise in energy bills. There was the commitment not to increase national insurance. There's been a huge range of economic reforms announced in the package. And 95% of the package is 100% what we're focused on. This 45p rate became a distraction, and I, along with the Prime Minister, decided that the best course of action would simply be not to proceed with the abolition of the rate.
Yeah.
Along with the Prime Minister, I'm fascinated to find out how this U-turn came about. Just talk us through the sequence of events.
Yeah, your party's crunching the pieces on television right now.
Last night,
literally.
We've talked constantly about the budget, about the future, the pro-growth message, the fact that we are limiting energy price increases in energy intervention that has been widely accepted and widely as the right thing. And with regard to the 45p rate, we talked to lots of colleagues, we talked to lots of people up and down the country. I saw the reaction, I get it, and I've decided, along with the Prime Minister, not to proceed with the abolition of the rate.
She said it was your policy. She made that very clear yesterday morning, that this is the Chancellor's policy. If it was your policy and it's now gone, do you consider your own position? Have you considered your own position? Have you considered resigning?
Not at all. What I'm looking at is the growth plan and delivering what is a radical plan.
You'll resign. Your party's finished. The days are numbered. Snap election coming along sooner than you think.
High tax route, lower tax route where we can stimulate growth. We're 100% behind that. And this 45p rate was simply a distraction in our mission to achieve higher growth.
You say, we get it. We have listened. You've now changed course after 10 days. But people were telling you this. You could have heard this 10 days ago, as soon
old
as you
story.
made that statement,
Never
there were
changes,
people
do
on your
they,
side
third
saying this
party?
is completely untenable. They're never going to get this through. Well, why did it take you 10 days? 10 days of market instability, 10 days of uncertainty for households. Why didn't you just come to this decision much sooner if it's now so obvious?
It was about an ambitious plan, and we talked to lots and lots of people up and down the country. I saw the reaction. We considered what to do with it. And I felt, and the Prime Minister felt, that this was just a distraction on what is a very strong package, the energy intervention, reducing people's bills, the amount they're going to pay, the 1p cut in the basic rate.
But let's
stick
with the 45p. Let's stick with 45p.
It's part of a wider package, John.
Of course, it's part of a wider package, but this was a keystone. This is a key part of the package. It has had a huge amount of attention, and just dropping it now this morning is a massive deal and a huge story.
Aye, it is.
It was a mistake.
It was a massive mistake.
What I admit,
straight from the beginning,
a massive distraction on what was a strong package. So, as I said, the energy intervention was huge. It was the energy intervention was a huge deal. The cut in the 1p cut in the basic rate was also a massive deal. It gives £330 to the average person in this country.
But 45p, was that a mistake?
Lifting people out of, doubling the nil ban for stamp duty. These were strong positive measures. And as I've said, the 45p rate was simply a huge distraction on what was a strong growth package. And my job now is to make sure that we deliver on the growth plan.
Your boss, Liz Truss, says she was prepared to make tough.
Aye, she was. So yesterday, on Laura Cooper's show.
This was tough. This was unpopular, but she's buckled.
We've made lots of tough decisions. We've made lots of swift decisions that have been widely appreciated. The energy intervention, as I've said, I think was a huge step in the right direction. People were facing bills potentially of £6,000 next year. We've limited the average.
Should have done a windfall tax
to that into £2,500. We've managed to bring forward the 1p cut in the basic rate. And amidst all of this, the 45p
and see how it was next year.
Was a huge distraction. People were concerned about it. And frankly, we listened to those concerns.
Do you think you should have listened much, much earlier?
We could always have a debate as to when we could make the decision. The important thing is that we made the right decision, and we can now move forward. We're trying to push.
You made a wrong decision on certain things, mate.
I mean,
your party, your leader has done
exactly this. That this kind of thing was unsustainable, would never get through during the leadership campaign. Do you think Liz Truss should have maybe listened to him a bit a few weeks ago?
So what Liz Truss campaigned on was not going up, not increasing the corporation tax, and we're not doing that. She said we were going to reverse the national insurance tax rise, and we've reversed that. And these have been widely accepted and welcomed by business groups. The energy intervention has been widely appreciated by people up and down the country, and there's some very, very strong measures in the growth plan. And as I've said repeatedly, and it's important to remember this, the 45p rate was simply a distraction on what was a very, very strong set of measures. And with the Prime Minister decided not to proceed with the abolition of the rate.
Oh, the Prime Minister decided not to go. So it was essentially the Prime Minister leading on this now, the U-turn.
No, we talked together. I said this is what I was minded to do, and we decided together, we're in agreement, that we wouldn't proceed with the abolition of the rate. And I think that's the right thing to do, given the strength of other measures in the growth plan.
Okay, so now just this sequence is interesting. So you went to her and said, I don't think we should do it, and she said, yeah, I agree with you.
We had a conversation, as we always do. We talk all the time about how we're going to get the country moving, about how we're going to get Britain motoring ahead, about growth, about opportunity. Talk all of the time about these things. And this 45p discussion was simply a huge distraction, which was taking the focus away from the broader plan.
Obviously, the 45p situation, then you turn on that, but people still have huge concerns about what's going to happen with with their interest rates, with their mortgages, with their credit card bills? What's going to happen to public spending? How does this U-turn now affect the rest of what you can offer? I mean, does it mean that you can go easy a bit on public services, not cut things quite as much as you were planning?
I think that our real focus is on delivery of the plan, making sure that we get an economy that can grow strongly.
Well, the polls ain't on your side. Your party's losing in the polls, my friend, with Labour.
A series of tax cuts, which we've offered.
Too many U-turns.
Trying to get reforms.
You're now going to have a bit more money. You're going to have a bit more money to play with, aren't you? What are you going to do with the money that you're now going to be getting?
I'm not going to.
Be sensible if you do get any.
Plan that's going to come out, as I've said, at the end of November, and all those plans will be set out in fuller detail there. As far as I'm concerned today, I'm really focused on delivering the growth plan and making sure that the energy intervention helps families as well as businesses in our country, making sure that the national insurance increase doesn't happen, and making sure that we can bring forward, as we are, the 1p cut in the basic rate.
The trouble is for you, in terms of your credibility now, you go through that list of what else you're planning to do, but a lot of people say, well, okay, well, what other measures are now going to be ditched? What else is he going to U-turn on? For example, your statement at the end of November, you've said you won't bring that forward, but maybe
your party any longer, mate.
Might change. Do you think
there's no trust.
To earlier in November?
So what we're focused on is the growth plan. As I've said, we've got lots of measures in it.
Stop doing U-turns.
Designed to stimulate growth. We're talking about growth. We're talking about allowing people to keep more of their own money. We're talking about opportunity in this country, and that's what I'm focused on. And the conversation about the 45p rate was this a terrible distraction, really, from what was a very strong plan. And I'm very pleased that we've decided not to proceed with that, because it was drowning out the elements of an excellent plan.
You're making it sound like it wasn't your idea.
I've said that I take responsibility for it, and I've said that I've listened. I get the reaction. I've spoken to lots of people up and down the country. I've spoken to constituents. I've spoken to MPs and councillors and other people in our political system. But most importantly, I've listened to voters, and I'm really convinced that the best thing to do now is not to proceed with the abolition of the 45p rate.
Okay, and if you're in listening mode, are you listening to those people who are really struggling, who are really terrified, particularly people on benefits, who are desperate to hear what you're going to do with
that'll be me.
Increases to inflation.
One of my many friends out there.
Listening to them, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
We're absolutely listening to them. I think it's really important, actually, that people who hold office aren't just sticking their heads in the sand, but are listening to the wider conversation. And that's why we decided not to proceed with the abolition of the rate, the 45p rate, and we're not doing that.
But can you give them guarantees on benefits?
I'm not going to. What I'm focused on now is delivering the growth plan, making sure that the energy intervention works for people, making sure that it works for businesses, making sure that people.
He doesn't care about us.
More of their hard-earned money.
Darling off this pie. Goodbye. You are the weakest link. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Please subscribe to Mission on the Sign Gems on the 4 speed. We're just waiting to spot the needs of the many outweighing these few. We know the truth about this Conservative Party now. They're doing U-turns. Bye.